Match number 11 of CPL 2020 shall feature the St. Kitts and Nevis Patriots against the Barbados Tridents. Let's make our fantasy team then. On my 11 Circle Fantasy Pick on ESPN Cricinfo, I'm Raunak Kapoor, and joining me soon will be Daren Ganga. Right, not the ideal start for either team in this year's CPL. The St. Kitts and Nevis Patriots in search of their first win. The Tridents losing 2 out of their first 3. Let's hope a change of venue will change fortunes for especially the Patriots. Our pro tip deals with the change of venue. The Queen's Park Oval shall host its first game of CPL 2020, and our pro tip suggests, Darren, that on a fresh pitch, we expect the ball to come onto the bat better. Fair point?
Fair point, and I'll give you some stats to back that up. In last year's Hero CPL, the average first inning score at that venue, the Queen's Park Oval, has been around 169, way higher than what we saw at the Brian Lara Cricket Academy. If you look at the first 10 matches of Hero CPL 2020, you would see that teams average around 150 batting first. So we can clearly see in those first 10 matches that ball-dominated bat. But I think that is going to change around at the Queen's Park Oval.
All right, let's go to our top picks and our captain and vice captain choice. Before that, quick reminder on the My 11 Circle Fantasy app, every user has 100 credits within which they've got to pick their fantasy team. 4 categories to pick your players from: batsmen, bowlers, all-rounders, and wicket keepers. You can pick a maximum of 7 players from one team in a particular contest, and you've got every player's individual credit value listed right there on the app. Let's move to our recommendations. In our top picks, our captain choice is going to be Rashid Khan. Regular feature every time he plays, Rashid Khan. But we're not going to ignore him in spite of the fact that he went wicketless in his last game. We know what Rashid Khan's capable of, not just with ball, but with batter. Decent couple of shots against the same opposition last time around. So keep Rashid Khan in your calculations. Our vice captain choice is going to be Evan Lewis. Now, I wonder what Darren makes of this. We're hoping that Lewis goes big here because we've seen a couple of brisk knocks, a 30 of 18 and a 29 of 20. So we do assume a big knock is not far away. And if he does go big, Evan Lewis, you don't want to miss out on lots of points. Captain gives you double the points, vice captain 1.5 times, so pick them carefully. Jason Holder and Chris Lynn feature in our top picks. Jason Holder's been steady. He's registered scores of 38, 27 and 34 not out so far. And with the ball, he's always an option to get you some extra points. So we've gone for the West Indies Test captain as in one of our top picks. Chris Lynn's there as well. Now, he hasn't looked the best, but one thing from Chris Lynn, he's either big or he's either those hit or miss sort of players. And if he does hit, you know what sort of points he can get you. So summing up our top picks, Rashid Khan is captain, Evan Lewis is vice captain, Jason Holder and Chris Lynn. I really wonder what you make of the Evan Lewis selection, Darren, among others.
I reckon Evan Lewis might come good. As I mentioned before, this surface might be better for batting. Evan Lewis would have played a fair amount of cricket at the Queen's Park Oval. I think the pressure is mounting for this Patriots team, the only team that has not gained points so far in the tournament. So they would be under pressure to perform. Evan Lewis, he has that ability to mask the pressure away and to deliver match-winning performances. He's flirted with us, so to speak. Just given us a taste of what he can produce. But you're right, I think he's going to be bankable for this fixture against the Tridents.
Let's move to our value picks then, players that you could get for decent value, decent credit value, and who could give you good returns. Mitchell Santner features. Now, he's not had a lot to do in the last couple of games, but he was player of the match in the opening game for the Tridents against the Patriots. So we're not going to ignore someone like Mitch Santner, who's always a value pick in your team, with being the all-round option that he is. Sohail Tanvir features as well. Darren has recommended him even when we've suggested that you could afford to leave him out. We know what Sohail Tanvir is capable of in the CPL, and even after all these years on the circuit in T20 cricket and international cricket, he is a hard man to pick. So we're going to back Sohail Tanvir in our value pick, so too Mitchell Santner. Moving to our full team, Johnson Charles and Dinesh Ramdin both feature as keeper options. You've got Evan Lewis as our vice captain, Chris Lynn and Ben Dunk. All-round options include Jason Holder and Mitchell Santner. And Rashid Khan is our captain choice. Alongside him, Ashley Nurse, Sohail Tanvir, Sheldon Cottrell. Now, this is where I asked Daren Ganga to give us an alternative pick, who eventually ends up becoming the most important player of the game, if you're following the theme of the last few videos. Take it away, Darren.
Yes, I think when I looked at the combination of players there, you've used 5 Barbados Tridents players and 6 players from the St. Kitts and Nevis Patriots. What I would like to say is, in terms of my assessment, the Barbados Tridents looked the more powerful team. I would probably go with an all-rounder in Kyle Mayers for this encounter because in the same fixture earlier, he scored a quick-fire 37 from just 20 balls. I think he also gives you a chance of earning points with the ball. He bats at number 4. The problem with this Barbados Tridents team, they haven't gotten anything from Corey Anderson batting at number 3. So chances are Kyle Mayers will get a lot of overs to bat and the probability of him scoring will be a lot higher. So Kyle Mayers is a player I think to watch out for in this contest.
Due deference to the collective wisdom of ESPN Cricinfo stats and analysis team that puts this together, I am going to back Daren Ganga's expert opinion and close eye that he's got there, looking at the theme of the last few videos. Daren, thank you very much. All my fantasy money and all my fantasy credit will go on Kyle Mayers for the next one, and we'll hear plenty more from Daren Ganga as the CPL reaches its halfway point on My 11 Circle Fantasy Pick on ESPN Cricinfo.